This application activity called God's Plan will teach the children that they can face whatever comes in the future with courage by following the plans that God has for them now. The children will decorate a map of God's plan for them now and discuss how they can have courage by following God's plans. Lead the activity like this. Okay, so remind me again what our main point is for the day.
I can have courage because God has a plan.
Exactly. And who did we learn about in our Bible story?
Mary.
Mary. And what was God's plan for Mary?
For her to have a baby named Jesus.
Absolutely, that's right. And there are many things that are scary about having a baby. Mary didn't know exactly what was going to happen to her, but she did know that God had a plan. She trusted God and had courage because of God's plan. God also has a plan for us, both now and in the future. And just like Mary, we can have courage to face the future because God has a plan for us. I'm going to pass these out because this is a sheet, this is a sheet that has different scenarios of what God's plans are for us today. So you all can start coloring these in as we talk about them. So what do you see on these ornaments? Tell me some of the pictures that you see.
There's somebody going to church.
Yeah, somebody going to church. What else do you see?
A boy helping his grandma.
A boy helping his grandmother. Christina?
A kid cleaning his room.
A kid cleaning his room. So these are all good examples of items that God has a plan for us. And if we follow these will give us courage. All right, so you've colored in all the ornaments that has the plans for God's lives that we know right now. What's in that last ornament?
Question mark.
A question mark. So those are things that might happen to us in the future that we don't know what the plan is yet, but God does. So we have a cube here that has different scenarios that might come up in the future. Christina, why don't you roll it first? Let's see what you get.
I lose friends because I move.
Lose friends because you move. All right, so why is that scary?
Because you're going to a new place.
Going to a new place.
You won't be able to play with your friends anymore.
Right. What else?
You have to make new friends,
and
that can be scary.
That can be scary, right? All of those are pretty scary things, but we do know that God has a plan for us, and so that we can have courage in knowing that. Christina, let me have a... All right, Brooke, your turn to roll. All right, what'd you get?
I get sick.
That's not fun. So but why is that scary?
What if you get behind in school?
Yeah, but get behind in school.
You can't go to church.
Can't go to church.
She would miss maybe a trip that her family was going on.
Correct. All of those are things that wouldn't be really fun if you got sick. However, we do know that God has a plan for us, right? All of our Bible verses have said that. All right, we don't know what God's plans for our life are in the future, and so that can make us a little bit scared, but we still can have courage by knowing that God does have a plan for us. So I have a Bible verse. It's Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. So you see, when we colored in the map, we know that those first few are the ones that God already has a plans for our life. And the question mark is that we can have courage just by knowing that God does have a plan for our future. Even when the future seems scary, we can have courage by following God's plan.